Good morning, people. It is 4:40. Today we're going to run through the morning routine. I am asked all the time what I do in the mornings. It will change dependent on the time of year, dependent on the goal, dependent on the face somewhat, but will always look very, very similar to this. The first thing I do in the morning, well, I'm up, toilet, weigh in, brush teeth, done. Downstairs, and then we start hydrating as soon as possible. So I've got a good amount of water here, which I'm going to add straight away. 15 grams of engineered muscle creatine, 10 grams glutamine, and then 1 serving of engineered muscle catalyst, blue raz flavour. We know the score. That is the first thing I drink. Now, along with that in the morning, given we're in this reset diet fat loss stint, we have some ancillary supplements. So our lipos that are in at the moment, or just my morning stack, if you like. My thyroid's been taken, which is just baseline for me anyway, of T4. I take that as soon as I get up out of bed, prior to me coming down or having any caffeine, which we'll come on to. But in terms of lipos at the moment, we have 60 mcg of Clen. We have 2 caps, so 500 mcg of Turbo Slew. And I also have 1 cap of oral BPC, Turbo BPC. Just get the BPC in early doors prior to me, and in addition to that, I'm not sure if I can show this, so I won't, but imagine that's that. 500 milligrams of L-carnitine from Amino Kings. So 60 mcg Clen, 500 mcg SLU, and 500 milligrams of L-carnitine. I will have some more L-carnitine pre-workout as well, along with some other bits which we'll come on to. Now, along with this in the morning, as I am in not too long going to be heading to the gym to crack on with the rest of the morning routine, I do have some caffeine, and I like using GM10's Pitbull Pilled. I'm a huge fan of it. I really, really like it. So no, it's not an engineered product, but it's a product that I've used for a long time, and I do very, very much like. A nice amount of stimulant in here, but just the feeling that I have from this heading into cardio is very, very, very nice. And it's not something I use every single day. Some days might just be a black coffee, some days might be no caffeine at all, but at the moment I like the synergy of a little bit of a caffeine dump with the lipos that we have in. So that will go in kind of en route to the gym. We'll get this finished. And this morning's going to be a run through of cardio, some mobility work, some core work as well. And I'm asked all the time, right, as well, like, I see all the time, like, what the missing link, why this person's progressing, this person's not, or even down to the fact of people feeling like they're in a bit of a slump because they're doing the shit that you're not. They're doing the shit that you're not more consistently over a longer period of time, regardless of how they feel. They're in routine, they feel productive, again, like I said, regardless of what's going on externally, always doing something to keep them on that straight and narrow. Keep on the train tracks as best you can. Keep on the train tracks as best you can. You've got shit to do. I get up, my alarm goes off at 4:30 for a reason. So yeah, we'll get this down. I'm not going to show me administering the old Khan, so I'm sure I'll get banned. But we'll see you in a bit. Ideal lighting. We're working with it. We're working with what we've got. It's what you get for it being this hour of the day. But we're outside the gym. It isn't open as of yet. We've got 5 minutes or so before it opens, which gives us time to sit and talk, which we like. So I'm finishing my my stims before we get in there. But this is it. This is it, right? How many times do you see people complaining, miserable, asking questions as to why things aren't happening or what they need to be doing? What am I not doing? What am I not doing? Why am I not seeing the progress? Why is my headspace in a really shit position for it as well? Because I don't like how I feel, I don't like how I look, and I'm not seeing much progress come from it. This is why. This is why. Stupid o'clock in the morning, and most people are going to have chosen to have stayed in bed. Now listen, I'm not saying, and I also don't want to get into the fact of, you know, you got to start, the answer's in starting your day early. No, the answer is in getting shit done regardless of how you feel, right? I don't have to come and do my cardio at this time. Why am I doing it at this time? One, because I don't particularly want to do it. So immediately, I'm already winning because I'm doing something that a majority of the time I know I'm not going to want to do. I don't really enjoy my alarm going off at 4:30 initially. Laying in bed and it's fucking warm and I'm comfortable and I'm getting my arse up to come downstairs in the freezing cold. We're now in October. Pitch black. Beth's still in bed, obviously. But we've got shit to do. I don't want to do my cardio at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got clients to check in. I've got work to do. I'm then also training later on in the day. I want to wrap my day up as early as possible so that I can do the shit that I need to do with Beth, the stuff that's more important. That means early nights. That means early nights. We're going up. We're in bed at like 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. And sometimes even earlier because I'm drifting asleep whilst we're sitting on the sofa. But this is it. This is the answer. This is the question, right? I think people get it so twisted as to, like, one, how long it takes to see progress, and two, just how consistent you need to be. And I said yesterday on my story, one of the best things you could do, right, is if you're working with a coach, and even if you're not, you can still go through this process, right? Ask yourself or ask your coach as soon as you can, am I doing enough? Ask that question, am I doing enough? So whenever you check in with your coach every week and you run through everything, how's sleep, how's stress, how's digestion, how's adherence to everything, and everything you give is either, yeah, it's been great, or, oh, work's been super stressful, haven't been able to do this, haven't been able to do that this week, this has been a problem, cool. At the bottom of that, put this, am I doing enough? And ask yourself that with every fucking check-in you do. Don't wait for your coach to ask you, or don't wait for your coach to tell you if you are or you aren't doing enough. Be proactive with it. Go looking for it. Actually, I've got goals at the minute. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to look how I look, or I want to put more tissue on. I want to look bigger. I want to feel better. I really want to make some fucking progress. Right. Am I doing enough right now? Oh, hang on a minute. Those 2-3 off-plan meals that weren't allowed this week because I'm supposed to be dieting, because I'm fat and I don't want to be fat. Right. Okay. Probably not. Oh, I haven't prepped all of my meals this week. Why not? Oh, I've missed a training session this week. Oh, work was busy. It was so stressful. The trains were delayed. The fuck? What the fuck? I wasn't able to get on my cardio in this week. Why? Why? If I'm nailing all of my cardio sessions every single day of the week, unless I've picked up a fucking horrific injury and I'm redundant and I can't do anything, even any upper body work, because you bet I would still be coming here doing the fucking whatever this one is, whatever this one is, the seated hand rower. Oh, I didn't have time. Didn't have time? What do you mean you didn't have time? That's got to be the worst thing in the world. The worst thing someone could say. But the gym didn't open till 6. There are 24-hour gyms everywhere. Very, very local to people. If not, you get it done at the end of the day. They're still open very, very late. All the shit chain gyms are open 24 hours for the most part. Go and get your fucking cardio in. I would much rather someone stay up a little bit later to either prep their meals for the next day or go and get their cardio in or finish their steps, whatever it may be, and tick that box, than get to bed on time. Sometimes you've got to eat shit just to get stuff done. Oh no, I wasn't able, I need to get into bed. No, you're fat. You needed to get your cardio done. You're also making piss all progress, so you needed to stay up and prep your meals, or you need to stay up and eat your meals. Anyway, I'm rambling. Finish this cardio time and we'll run through the routine. Okie dokies. So cardio done. It's 30 minutes on the stairs. Do not waste your time doing your cardio. I think 9 times out of 10, people are just going to see cardio as just get the time done. Whereas I want to use that time to my best ability as possible. So 30 minutes for me. Level 6. I'm not going at a pace where I'm like, just feel like I'm sprinting to the point where I've got no stability in my body. I'm flailing about, or I'm having to hold on to the handles. I'm going at a pace quicker than what you would walk up a flight of stairs. And I'm looking to keep my spine in line, my head up. And when I'm walking or I'm stepping, my hands are on my legs. And I'm trying to feel everything contract. It's something you can try as well. It's just like, if your legs are a problematic area in terms of bringing up, I do think the stairs, if you're going to be doing a form of cardio and you're utilising the stairs, which in my opinion I fucking love, whether cardio is beneficial or not towards fat loss directly, you know, you have the truth that just preach the steps. I love cardio in a diet phase now. I really do. As long as you're not upending yourself and overdoing it and it's just accumulating more wear on the body than needed, then I am a huge fan, especially of the stairs. Second to that, the elliptical. But if you do struggle with your legs, stairs are a fantastic way to bring about a little bit more like neuro connection to things, the mind to muscle type thing. So I play about the foot position. Where does the hinge in my body? If I over a little bit more, do I get a bit more from my glute? If I turn my foot out, do I get a little bit more on this part of the quad, or what am I feeling? But my hands are always on my legs or my glutes, and I'm properly feeling the contractions. I'm not just stepping very rapidly, like, you know, like one foot on a step and then you're pressing through straight away. Like I'm pressing and I'm pressing, I'm contracting through, like I'm rinsing as much as I can from that. My heart rate is around 135, 140 consistently, and the level of intensity remains the same. And I'm just watching that clock go down. I'm not covering it up. I fucking love my cardio. Going slightly hypo now towards the back end of cardio, which I fucking love. I really like. Yesterday, non-training day, my last meal is protein and fats only. So I'm waking up pretty empty as of this morning. The body is churning. The system's churning. Listen, if you're going hypo and it's not due to insulin and it's a little bit of cardio induced, in my opinion, ride the fucker out. Get yourself hydrated, get your electrolytes in, and just ride it out until that first meal. That's my take on it. I love that feeling. I feel like I'm going hypo and I'm still yet to come onto my mobility work and my ab and core work. So
just my 2 cents. But we're going to get into some stretching now, which has been super important for me. So we will get started. So the other thing I forgot to say as well is that if you're tracking your steps, which we should be, the watch stays off and it's only just going back on now that cardio's finished. Keep them things separate. So I usually start on just a bit of a quad hip flexor, a stretch. Just opening everything out, especially after half an hour on the stairs. And I'll just play about with where I get all that stretch through the front of the thigh, up into hip. Might be pushing glute forward, might be sitting back onto heel, might be a little bit of a rotation. Just playing about, dropping down into it, but keeping the spine up nice and high. I'm thinking about how long can I get my knee to my hip? How long can I get that whilst dropping down into it?
Hey, this is Mitagami, and you are listening to my essential.
If you struggle with balance, you can use a pole, something like that. But this has just been a game changer. Something that I think definitely overlooked, especially, you know, into an off season when body weight's accumulating, mobility starts to get impacted. I don't really struggle with my mobility, in all honesty. The only thing is just my ankle mobility. But my range of motion on movements is good enough to the point where I've got no kind of mobility issues. From there, so I do this circuit kind of 3 times through, and then into kind of like hamstring, glute, a little bit of lower back stretch, which I'm going to pull this back. Oh shit, there we go. Just on the hip extension. I'll just hang out. Just hang out dead weight. Keep your hips up nice and tall off the pad. Don't let everything just drop over. Trying to keep this a bit of integrity here, but let the spine round over. And then just some lower back extensions. So I'm not contracting my glutes on here. You'll see they're relaxed. So go through that 3 times, open everything up. We're going light-headed, baby. Okay, so all limbered up. We're all limbered up. Now we're moving on to some core, some midsection work, which I'll come on to. But the reason why I do this stuff is because, listen, I've got standards, goals for myself. And I used to think, my mindset used to be, never talk about these things because, you know, people are just going to think you're an idiot, which is a foolish way to think. And I think that just kills people dead in their tracks before they've even started. It's only through the years of doing everything that I have done, being as consistent as I am, every fucking opportunity that I have, and through that's come the accomplishments, the placings, the overall wins, the improvements to the physique and the look, and that's what gives you the confidence to be able to speak like this over time. Always had the belief, but you only get the confidence and the, not arrogance, but yeah, you need to back yourself, and that only comes from doing the things. And I know that I want to give it as good a shot as I can to be as best a bodybuilder as I can, but I want a pro card. That's the standard, right? That's the pinnacle for everyone. What are the guys that have the card? What are a majority of them doing? They're doing the finer detail things. They're leaving no stones, unturned. They're doing the things, they're living like the athlete before they were the pro athlete, or living like the pro athlete before they were a pro athlete. What's going to separate me against the competition? Where can I get a one-up? Right, if I know that a competitor standing next to me right now, he's still in bed, he's not doing his mobility work, he's not worried about his cardio, he's not regimented, he doesn't want it as much as I want. Right, that's me. That's a plus against me. Always be willing, always be looking to do more, go searching for more. With doing that, with being calculated as well. Don't be going gung-ho and shit. All right, have an idea of what you're doing. But always be eager, be looking, like I said earlier, am I doing enough? Right, am I doing enough? If you're Joe Bloggs who just wants to look okay, you probably don't need to do this type of shit. If you're someone who wants to be the best fucking bodybuilder that you can, you want to be a professional athlete, you best be coming correct, you best start turning up, you best be doing the shit that a lot of people aren't doing. So this is that. Anyway, live like a pro before you are a pro. And I've been trying to do that to the best of my abilities for however many years. Let me keep going. But with that said, we've got some core work, some midsection work. With my core work, my midsection work, this for me is, I'm not doing this stuff as in trying to build the size of my midsection, to build my abs, like aesthetically, visually. I'm doing this to keep midsection nice and tight, to keep waist nice and tight, which you should be doing regardless of your weight, regardless of the amount of tissue you have. More so like refinement. I'm not doing things in a progressive manner, as in I'm tracking or monitoring my reps. I'm doing things so I get a good connection, a good amount of blood flow. My midsection feels super tight. I've got really good mind to muscle engagement with things, and just creating that routine, creating that cycle. Another thing, whilst I was doing cardio, whilst I'm on the Stairmaster, is like, I'm keeping my midsection nice and tight. I'm not just sitting relaxed. I'm keeping my belly button nice and tight, almost like semi what you would do in a plank. So this is the circuit. Again, like I said, this isn't like a progressive type thing where I'm looking to move loads or anything like that. It's all body weight and just kind of breathing, mind muscle stuff. So yeah, my movement's nice and slow initially. Where am I feeling this? Kind of like the upper region of the abs. But when I come back, I'm trying to stretch that spine as low as I can. All I'm worried about is that from kind of like midpoint of my midsection curls up. And I'm really trying to curl that kind of upper region of the spine. Sit on that, exhale hard, control back, spine nice and flat, and then go again. Just get a good amount of reps in there. And then from there, into some leg raises. So hands just slightly underneath my glutes, just so I can get a little bit of depth, a little bit of range. And I actually sit my upper back up on these, not dead flat. So I'm actually sitting in a crunch position here. So midsection on that the whole time's contracted. Get a nice little stretch through my hip flexors. But I'm just working that control through whilst things are moving, my legs are moving, let me keep this engaged. Let me keep this engaged, control my breath work. Oh, some rollouts. So rollouts, starting nice and tall. I'm not rounding over, my shoulders are up. My midsection's contracted. Keep spine nice and tall into here, but contract. Don't just sit relaxed. Whoa. Keep arms tall, locked out on elbows. Oh, right, then into a 60-second plank. Now with the plank, I rock side to side. I'm not trying to stay, you'll see I'm not completely horizontal. I keep a nice bit of, a little bit of flexion in the spine because I want to get as hard a contraction as I can. But I'm making sure that I'm sucking belly button in, as in contracting it, not vacuuming, but contracting everything. And then when I rock side to side, I'm moving onto my oblique. So not contracting my abdominals as hard, but breathing into the oblique. Get a really hard contraction, roll into the other side, and just play about, get a really good connection to things. Nice shallow breaths as well, no deep inhalations or anything. Woo! Crunch, oblique, oblique, crunch, shit, fuck, time moves at 0.5 speed on those. And I go through that a few times, but this stuff is brilliant. Normally I'd do something like this at home if I wasn't getting up to do fasted cardio, for example. Ab wheel, you can get yourself an ab mat from Amazon, which would be fantastic, and that's just to give you a little bit more range in your crunches. But body weight is ample for most. I do think you still need some weighted stuff in, some stuff that you are potentially trying to progress if your abs aren't physically dominant. But this will be something that I do kind of like 5-6 days a week, not every single day. I do think you can definitely have a little bit of overtraining in there, but just starting the day as we want, starting the day as we mean to go on. So we'll have like a minute and a half rest, something like that. I'm obviously talking to you guys now, but then we'll go back into it. We feel tight.
And we're back. Right, so that was the morning routine. It's about 1 o'clock now. So obviously when I come back, I checked in with Dan this morning as well. Every Thursday, check-in done. And he replied within minutes, as he usually does anyway. Super happy. Not too much in terms of pulling apart the visuals at the moment. We're kind of just head down, working, lift head up, as Dan said, when we know we've got something worth looking at, rather than trying to pull apart and scrutinise everything, which I think a lot of people will definitely do. All right, I've been dieting for 6 weeks now. Let's pull things apart. No, I can see visuals have picked up quite nicely this week, but not enough for us to or enough for me to warrant patting myself on the back. I'm happy. I know what's in situ, and we're good. So we have got some adjustments in already. Now, what have we got? We've got some adjustments to nutrition and some changes to lipolytics. So lipolytics for us, Glenn has been bumped up to 80 mcg on all of the days that I use Glenn. There's a few days, I'm not sure if I've broken it down already, but there's a few days throughout the course of the week where the Glenn utilisation is nil, or it's been tapered down, just in line with a high day that I've now got on a Monday. So rolling into that Monday, Glen's tapered down on the Sunday, and then on the Monday, Glen is out entirely. But on every other day, it's sitting at 60 mcg, and now it's up to 80 there. So we've got a nice little whoosh of things there. So 5 days of 80 mcg Glen, no changes to output or anything like that. But we have got some adjustments to nutrition. So I've got my pre-workout and post-workout meal adjusted on training days, and then I haven't even looked at my non-training day yet, but meals 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 have all been adjusted, barring that meal 1, which is my salmon and egg meal. Now, thought this would be a good opportunity to showcase, right? My adjustments have come through this morning. We want to waste no time, make as much progress as possible. I'm not waiting until tomorrow's training day to put the training day adjustments in play. When I see that come through, I took my additional 20 mcg of Glen. Done. My cleansing for the day, I've implemented that adjustment already. It's in. Second to that, I've got the adjustments to the pre and post workout meal. Now, I already cook my rice, and I cook it first thing in the morning. So I've got the cooked weight here, right? Now, I don't know the exact amount. I'm just working off of a ratio of 3.36, give or take, right? Meaning that the rice cooked 220 grams. Once it's cooked, 3.36, giving us around 740 grams. I'm taking out, so meaning that every grain of cooked rice is 3.36 grams. Stick with me. All right. I'm now going to remove just 135 grams of rice from this meal. I'm also not overthinking it. I'm just removing a good amount of rice from these meals as well. If there's a little bit of discrepancy there, so be it. I know that I'm pretty covered with removing 135 grams of cooked rice in both of these meals. So the cooked weights have gone from 110 pre and post to 90 grams pre and post. Dry pre-cooked weight. So I'm just going to take out 135 grams, and it won't be wasted. It won't be wasted. It will be going. It'll be going in Benny's dinner, or maybe Beth will have some for lunch. Actually, I'm not sure. Saves her a job having to cook. But even if that was the case, I could just save this rice until tomorrow. But whoa, did you see that? Had to pull myself back. I was in off-season mode there. And then that goes into there. Cool. Now that's covered me. That's the adjustments in play. So, we're ready to rock and roll. We've checked in. I will put some visuals up on the screen. I'll try my best to do that. But this week, yeah, momentum's there. You're going to see a little bit of a nice stimulus to things with the increase in lipolytics there and the reduction to input. So we're about to get leaner, people. That's the name of the game. We're not dragging arse. We're putting the adjustments in play. I'd rather use this 24 hours as best I can to take another step forward than wait until tomorrow to put these adjustments in play, which should all be doing. So that is a wrap for today. So we've gone through the morning supps, we've gone through, or the pre-cardio, the routine of the morning. Cardio, which I didn't record, like I said, because it had just been boring, and I feel like a bit of a tit setting the camera up whilst I'm doing the cardio. Like, what, do I leave it there for 30 minutes, or do I go and do 2 minutes and then get down to get the camera? Why? I don't know why people do that. Anyway, I didn't record it. Then onto some mobility work, some stretching and the rest of it. Call it whatever you like. And then onto just that core circuit for us, and then home. And that's us. But give it a go. The morning routine, you can do all that stuff at home. Granted, maybe not the cardio. Not everyone has the luxury of being able to do cardio at home. I don't. We don't have the space. But I'm lucky and fortunate that I live pretty close to the gym. Even if you don't, you could do that on your commute into work if you're able to. And then you've got the circuit to give a go as well. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a comment, let me know. The same thing, people. Like, subscribe, trying to grow the thing, just showing you what I do. It's simple, but it works, it's effective. Another day, done. Peace.